Thank Larry for that introduction. And I want to thank each of you for being here this morning. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be here and talk to you about the accomplishments of the city of Calhoun. I want to thank the Industrial Development Authority for hosting the event, as well as thank the members and many of you that serve and give your time and efforts to make Calhoun and Gordon County a better place. So thank you for that, your service. I also want to thank my wife and family for all their help and support. It certainly is necessary at times. And I've been sitting down there getting nervous because my wife refused to sit with me this morning. And I was thinking, well, she's been listening to my thoughts all week, so. But no, I do appreciate them very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce the council, and if you would, please stand. We have Jackie Palazzolo, Mr. Al Edwards, Mr. Ray Denman, and Mr. George Crowley. We also have with us this morning Eddie Peterson, City Administrator, Mr. Paul Worley, Assistant City Administrator, Mr. Larry Vickery, the Director of Utilities, and our newest member at City Hall, Sharon Nelson, who serves as City Clerk, and we certainly want to welcome her as well. We also have several other department heads and city employees with us this morning, and if you would, please rise and be recognized. And thank y'all. I assure you that it is a good group and a good group to work with, and we appreciate every department and every person in the city of Calhoun. I want to remind you that last year was an election year in the city. And on behalf of myself, Mr. Crowley, and Mr. Denman, I want to say thank you for your vote. For Mr. Crowley and Mr. Denman, for the opportunity to serve. For myself, I want to thank you for your SPLOST vote. That's both city and county. It's been said many times the benefit of a SPLOST, but it's especially important this time as we have several projects that are underway where we will have the opportunity to continue those projects. Using SPLOST dollars, we bought several pieces of equipment that have included street sweepers, we've bought police cars, bucket trucks, sewer vac, just several things, several pieces of equipment for all types of different departments. Using SPLOST dollars, we were also able to do a sewer replacement project. This included parts of Piedmont Street, Line Street, Trammell Street, College Street, Fane, Woodland, as well as Chandler. And we'll be able to continue this progress with a new sewer expansion and replacement in the Redbud Road area in that drainage basin. Also, a major project was Peters Street. Thanks to the county, it was a joint city and county project. We are pleased to say that phase one is hopefully 90% complete, but it includes sidewalks, curb, gutter, as well as improved drainage in the area. It is a very nice project and the paving should be finished pretty soon. I encourage you just to go down and look at it because it is quite a community improvement. Also in March, we had the opening of the recreation complex expansion. In that expansion, there were new ball fields and practice fields and several other things. And with that expansion allowed us to host several district, regional, as well as state tournaments. We also had several other tournaments that included American Softball Association national qualifiers. These events brought approximately 10,000 people into our community, and it had an economic impact of over $1.5 million. We have two projects that are fixing to take place that have been approved. They are intersection improvements. One of those is across the street at McDaniel Station Road, and this will be the addition of a turn lane, which is going to be very helpful in moving traffic. The other intersection improvement is something that we've been asking for years, and it's the intersection improvement at Redbud Road and 41. And this improvement will include turn lanes, and we are very happy with that one. But about 30 years ago, we began discussions with Industrial Development Authority, Chamber of Commerce, Gordon County, and the City of Calhoun about the benefits of a public golf course. As a result of those meetings, the city bought property and in 1992 opened Fields Ferry Golf Course. Today I am really proud to stand here and say we have made our last payment. If it's just an average year, this makes it very exciting. So, but it is a quality golf course. It is used by industry. It's used by city and county schools. It's used by many clubs and organizations as fundraisers. A good example of that is the Chamber of Commerce that uses the course for their annual tournament and raises funds for scholarships. Last year, the course hosted 59 tournaments or group outings, 18 high school matches, 21 middle school matches, as well as a region tournament for both. We do not charge any player for the schools to play at Fields Ferry. We've had region as well as state championships, and we've had the region tournament for both middle and high school there last year. And we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and very, very proud of the fact that we've been able to send several students to college on golf scholarships. A concern to every community is the safety in that community. I am very pleased to say that Calhoun has been chosen as one of the 35 safest cities in Georgia. The police department was also awarded the Governor's Cup. This is in recognition of being the top agency in the state concerning highway safety. Also, they received an award from Northwest Georgia recognizing them as the Agency of the Year. The officers removed 108 DUI drivers from city streets, and the Special Operations Department had 3 major drug seizures. The challenge this year facing the department is going to be to replace Gary Moss. Gary has done an excellent job for the city. He certainly will be missed. He is a special friend not only to myself, but to the city of Calhoun. And I talked him into one extension, but I couldn't talk him into another one. But Gary, we thank you for your service and everything that you've done to make our community. And the job he's done, I think, was recognized also in the awards that were received just this year. Fire department answered 2,300 calls for service, of which 1,500 of those were medical assist calls. The department also responded to, with the GSAR unit, responded to 8 events during the year, several of which were weather-related due to storm damage. We also had the electric department sent a team to Albany, as well as Crisp County and Cartersville, also in mutual aid agreements to help them with the storm damage. Another thing that I think that sets our city apart are our utilities. We have positioned ourselves well for growth when it concerns capacity issues for the next 50 to 60 years. We are pleased with where we are in utilities, and we are working with the Industrial Development Authority as well as the county in a way to provide services that are necessary for industrial and economic growth. The electric department added capacity with the expansion of Plant Vogtle. And walking in the door, Larry Vickery handed me a sheet of paper and said, "Say this." So we just got something from the Georgia Public Service Commission that shows that City of Calhoun has the 5th lowest power rate during the summer months and the 13th lower power rate in the winter months. And our rates are levelized when a lot of other places have spikes and so forth in theirs. But I think that is something that we can always all be proud of. Over the last 20 years, we've made significant infrastructure improvements at the water and sewer plant, as well as address the issues of capacity. We are one of the top 15 water producers in the state. And with that, we have the highest score on the water audit. We also are one of the lowest have the lowest leak index in the United States, one of the lowest, which is also shows the continued effort to increase and improve the infrastructure. Today, only 10% of the general fund budget comes from property taxes. We have a millage rate of 1.98. There are 39 cities in the state of Georgia with a population between 10 and 20,000, and their average millage rate is 8.5. To tell this what this means to you, if you take a house that's valued at $200,000, using this average millage rate, the taxes would be $680. If the same house in Dalton, the taxes would be $507. Taxes in Rome would be $806, and the taxes in Calhoun are $158.40. So I think this comes from good financial management and planning and a group of people working together for the improvement of Calhoun. In closing, I want to say once again, thank you for allowing me to be here. I want to remind each of you my door is open. I welcome your questions, your comments, and your suggestions, because the common goal of all of us is to make Calhoun a place that we want to be today as well as for future generations. And with that, I say thank you very much. And one other comment. As I leave and welcome Becky, and Becky comes up, I just want to thank Becky for her service, for she does an outstanding job for the county. She has meant a lot to the city of Calhoun in the last few years. We've taken a relationship, city and county, that was absolutely non-existent and have improved that to where I think it's one of the best in the state. What that does is make our community stronger. We join together in applying for grants. We do a comprehensive plan together. We work together in many areas. We meet constantly with city and county administrators, and I'm proud of the relationship between city and county that's been developed, and I look forward to it continuing into the future. And once again, thank y'all very much.